My name is Margaret. I'm 82 years old. People think, at this age, you've figured everything out, that you've learned all the lessons, that life finally makes sense. The truth is, I only figured out what I lost, but too late. I didn't cheat on my husband. I didn't leave him. I didn't lie to him. But I did something worse. I disappeared while I was still there. I was 23, 1965. There were two men. David played guitar, long hair, no career plan. But when I talked, he listened, really listened. He'd lean in close, look right into my eyes. I felt like what I said actually mattered. Robert was an engineer, steady job, short hair, dependable. My mother pulled me aside one afternoon. We were washing dishes. "Margaret," she said, "feelings fade. Security doesn't." She handed me a plate. "David won't give you a house. Robert will." I chose Robert. I thought I was being smart, practical. I didn't know I was choosing silence. On my wedding day, I stood in front of the mirror in that white dress. My mother was fixing my veil behind me. I thought, this is what a bride should look like. I didn't think about whether I looked happy. The first year was small choices. Honeymoon. Robert said Hawaii. I wanted Italy. I dreamed of seeing Rome, the Colosseum. I said nothing, told myself we'd go someday. We never did. First house. He chose suburbs, good schools, he said. I wanted the city, museums, theaters, life. I didn't argue. I wanted to teach. I'd studied for it. Loved kids. He said, "You don't need to work. I make enough." I accepted it. 6 months in, we're eating dinner. Meatloaf, his favorite. He says, "We should start trying for kids soon." Not asking, deciding. I put my fork down. Wanted to say, "I'm not ready. I want to figure out who I am first." But he was smiling, excited. I said, "Oh, okay." He squeezed my hand. "You'll be a great mother." That was the first time I erased myself. I didn't notice then. I noticed now. Linda was my best friend from college. We met freshman year. She was funny, sharp. She knew me before Robert, before I became someone's wife. After marriage, we'd meet for coffee. Once a week, then once a month, then less. Robert got uncomfortable. One night he said, "You spend a lot of time with her." Not angry, just suggesting. "Now that you're married, maybe your priorities should be different." So I started saying no. "I'm busy. Maybe next time." One morning, Linda called. "Margaret, are you okay? You seem different." I was folding Robert's laundry. He was in the next room. I lowered my voice. "I'm fine. Marriage is just busy." She went quiet. Then, "Marriage doesn't mean disappearing, Margaret." I laughed softly. "I'm not disappearing. I'm growing up." She didn't call again. 23 years later, I saw her obituary. Cancer. Age 54, I never called her back. The only person who knew me before, gone. I had 2 children, Sarah, then Michael. I loved them. But in those years of diapers and bottles and sleepless nights, I disappeared further. I became Mom, not Margaret, just Mom. When Sarah was 12, she came home crying. The boys at school talk over me. Nobody listens. I was cooking dinner, Robert's favorite pot roast. Sometimes you have to be patient, honey. Be agreeable. That's how people like you. But what if I have something important to say? I stirred the pot. Sometimes it's easier to keep the peace. She went to her room. I kept cooking. I didn't know what I'd just taught her. Didn't know I was handing her my mother's script. Be small, be quiet, be easy. Years later, Sarah married a man named Tom. Nice guy, steady, reminded me of Robert. One day she called, crying, "Mom, Tom doesn't see me. He makes every decision, just assumes I'm fine." My stomach dropped. I knew exactly what she meant. What should I do? I should have said, "Tell him, speak up, don't disappear." Instead, I said, "Marriage is hard, Sarah. It takes patience. Compromise." Compromise. The word we use when we mean erase yourself. I hung up, sat in that kitchen for hours, realizing what I'd done. I didn't just lose myself. I taught her to lose herself, too. I was 46, 1987, a Sunday morning in June, windows open, neighbor's dog barking, someone mowing their lawn. Robert's at the table reading the paper, coffee in hand. I'm washing dishes, hands in soapy water. Something inside me cracks. I turn around, still holding a plate, water dripping. "Robert, I'm not happy." That's what I'm going to say. 4 words. But right then, he looks up, smiles. "Those eggs were perfect this morning, honey." Goes back to his paper. I stand there, plate in hand, water dripping onto the floor. Then I turn back to the sink, finish the dishes, dry them, put them away. Never said it. Not that day, not ever. That was my last chance to save myself. I didn't take it. Not because I was scared, because I didn't know how to finish the sentence. I'm not happy, but I don't know what would make me happy. I'd erased so much of myself, there was nothing left to speak from. There was a woman at church, Dorothy, 79. Her husband died 2 years before. Every Sunday, same pew. She'd smile, ask about everyone's grandchildren, but never talked about herself. One day, I asked, "Dorothy, what do you do with your time now?" She looked confused. "Do? I don't know. I never thought about it." She laughed, but it was empty. "Isn't that silly? I'm 79 and I don't know what I like to do." I went home and couldn't stop thinking about her because I saw myself 30 years from now, still not knowing who I am. 2019. Robert got sick. Lung cancer. Doctors said 6 months. He made it 8. I stayed by his side every day. Everyone said I was devoted. But the truth? I wasn't there because I couldn't bear to lose him. I was there because I didn't know who I was without him. 53 years, I'd been Robert's wife. That was my identity. His diagnosis didn't just threaten his life. It threatened mine. 2 weeks before he died, he asked something. "Margaret, were you happy?" In 53 years, he'd never asked that. I could have told him the truth. I didn't. "Yes, Robert, of course." One last lie. At the funeral, people kept saying it. "You were so lucky. 53 years together." What a beautiful marriage. I nodded, smiled, thanked them. But all I thought was, did he even know me? The real me? I don't think he did. Nobody did. First night alone, I stood in the kitchen at 6 o'clock. Dinner time. Had been for 53 years, I thought. I don't have to cook, so I didn't. Sat on the couch. Didn't know what to do next. Just sat there for hours in the quiet. I'm 82 years old. I don't know what I like for dinner. Don't know if I'm a morning person. Don't know what music I enjoy. Don't know a single true thing about myself. Because I spent my life being whatever Robert needed, whatever my children needed, whatever everyone needed. And now, there's nothing left. 3 months later, Sarah visited, brought tea. the kind I used to make for her as a child. We sat in the kitchen, talked about small things, weather, her job, the garden. Then she put her cup down. "Mom, I left Tom." I froze. "What?" "I left him 3 weeks ago. I realized I was disappearing, like you did." My hands shook. "Mom, I love you, but I don't want to be you." That cut deep. She kept going. "I don't want to wake up at 82 and realize I never lived, that I spent my life being someone's wife and forgot to be myself." I started crying, not because I was hurt, because she was right, and because she was brave enough to do what I couldn't. I hugged her, whispered, "Good, don't be me, be you." First time I taught her the right thing. Now I sit in this house, too big for one person, too quiet. Some days I don't speak out loud. Sarah calls Sundays. "How are you, Mom?" "I'm fine." But I'm not sad, not even lonely, just empty. 82 years filling everyone else's cup. Now mine has nothing. I don't know what I believe, what I want, who Margaret is. I only know who I was supposed to be. Good wife, good mother, agreeable woman. But if you always say yes, never cause problems, pride yourself on being easy, low maintenance, drama-free, listen, you're not being good. You're disappearing. One day you'll wake up and won't recognize your own voice. I'm not saying be difficult. Fight about everything, but say what you want sometimes. Disagree sometimes. Ask for things. Take up space. Be inconvenient. Be complicated. Be human. Because the alternative is what I did. 53 years being so easy to live with, I became impossible to know, even to myself. Don't erase yourself for someone else's comfort, not for your husband, your children, anyone. You can't get those years back. And when they're gone, so are you. Some confessions come too late to change a life. Too late to fix what's broken, but maybe not too late to stop someone else from repeating it. My name is Margaret. I'm 82 years old. I'm telling you this so you don't disappear the way I did. If this made you think, 3 books meant a lot to me. The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. The Awakening by Kate Chopin. Links in the description. This channel features people like me sharing what we learned too late. If this resonated, subscribe and turn on notifications. Leave a comment. One thing you've been afraid to say out loud, hit that like button. If you have a story to share, there's a form in the description. Maybe next time it'll be your voice. Some confessions come too late to heal anything, but not too late to warn someone else.